What's up everybody, Peacekeeping today for you guys. Welcome back to the Th11 Let's Play, where we Silvio has finished. So let's see what the big question is. Have we been promoted up? So you guys can see, yes, we have been promoted. So you see our class promoted to Crystal League 2, which is super, super sweet. This is our group. We ended up finishing off second. That clan ended up being 306. We ended up getting 296 stars, 8,873 destruction. And these are all the clans that were in. LMP ended up being demoted, and Armageddon ended up being demoted as well. So we are gonna go on here to the clan. These is everyone that did their attacks, and it seems that Death Dealer ended up being the first one. He ended up going perfect. I ended up bringing 20, Jason 18, Face 17, Gas 17, Titan 16, GCG's 15, Gas, his second account 14, Genis 14, Spider-Man, and everyone else here that ended up getting all of their stars, which is pretty decent. These are all the wars. We ended up losing our first war. We ended up losing 25 to 26, and we had a lot of 1 stars. So I believe we could have had a perfect city well, but it seems like so I got tripled by the number one base. The 13 ended up hitting me, which was super weird. But you can see I ended up tripling my first attack. We're just going to basically speed through these attacks. I ended up using Peckable Bat. Sorry, 5 ICG actually. I didn't really use the Peckable Bat, so you can see how good this army was. So that's where you can. These are some of these armies that I use at Th11 that are actually pretty good. You can see we basically steamrolled this base directly through the back end, and we ended up using the bats to finish off the bases. So this went pretty well as well. We have 3 free spells to swag, so we just swag those off. But you can see the Th11 armies that you can use yourself as well to do really well in CWL. So the second war we ended up winning. Let's see here, we ended up winning 32 to 27, which is actually really good. I want to say, especially for how our lineup, sorry, we had Town 13s, we had Town 12s, and 11. So it's always good to do pretty well in CWL. So you can see all the other guys that got triples. Death Dealer ended up tripling, Gas ended up tripling, which is really good. So we did have a good, decent amount of triples in this city wheel. So and this is the word I ended up getting the 93%, which was really sad with the Electron Lalo. So my Lalo was the only thing that worked bad in this one. So I ended up Laloing from the top when I should have Laloed from down here. It would have been better because I didn't have to fight the sweeper. So that was just one mistake that I made, and that's really cost me that extra star, especially going perfect. So if I leveled from down here, it would have been better. I would have had a better line. So that's what happened. You can see the sweeper just pushed those over there, and the warden went as well. So that's what really destroyed my chances of getting a perfect Citadel. So I ended up getting 93, and it had to end that way. So we won the war, which is always the best thing. So going on to the third war, um, we ended up winning 34 to 22, which is good. We got a few triples here from Clash. We used what Clash Titans triple. He ended up using miners. He ended up using a Queen Charge hybrid. He just had more miners. So it seems like he didn't have any wall breakers. So he didn't bring any wall breakers. So it wasn't really a charge. It was just more of a hybrid. I believe if he used the wall breakers, he would have been able to got into that town hall that use the warden's ability through the town hall, or even use the heroes, use the queen to actually charge out the town hall, but it still ended up being a triple, which is always the best thing. And that was a 13 v13. We can actually show some other triples. I got a triple as well. We didn't not any more triples really. 11 v11. Um, Other than I face, yeah, Spider-Man ended up tripling. Jason ended up tripling as well. That's his second account. We got some Artemis. Artemis ended up tripling as well. 11 v 11. More of Bull Witch, Joy Bull Witch as well. You can see Joy Bull Witch can work on multis. Normally you would want to use it on singles, but it seems like it can work well it can still overpower a multi base as well. So you can see how strong it went through the queen on the back end. So the queen just hitting the wall there, going to that multi, and it ended up working pretty decent for Artemis as well. But if you guys, I ended up having all of these, all the armies showcasing on all the armies that were used on Th11. So the fourth war as well, we ended up winning 38 to 22, so that was pretty good. We got some good mother triples, Face tripled, Spider-Man tripled, I ended up tripling, Jason tripled, Artemis tripled, my cousin is, I think that's his name, tripled, Gas triples, Super tripled, M and Death Dealer. So we got a lot of triples. We only ended up getting seems like two or three, four actually, total 13 triples, which is decent, but you want to keep going. But we're in a low league, so it's not always um, recommended. But Caution Clan versus LMP. This is the clan that ended up being demoted. We ended up winning 38 to 18, so they didn't really do much of attacking. Really. So we got Lupity and the tripling. We got a good amount of triples down bottom, and then some at the top. I believe I tripled in this war as well, if I'm not too certain. I believe I did triple. Yeah, I ended up tripling as well. So this is the base. It's pretty weak, so I just ended up using hybrid. To me, hybrid isn't a bad attack strategy at turn 11, but you don't see it much at turn 11, especially with all the miners and pretty low amount of troops you can use, and they didn't really fill their CC, so this went pretty well hybrid as well. To me, this wasn't a bad base to use hybrid on. We got a nice funnel with the king as well, and everything went correct. We got the hyper through, used our spells wisely, and we had spells of swag as well. So I believe this is another you can use at turn 11 in war, but it's super base dependent as well. So we're gonna hop on here to the next day. We end up the sixth day, and we ended up winning 37 to 12, which is really good. And this one we got a ton of triples. So I'm gonna show off some 13v13 as well. I probably won't show all of mine because I already showcased those ones live. And this one was a little bit of a hybrid as well. Had 5 healers, had Electro Dragon. So I see these guys have been using Electro Dragon with their hybrid. And he's ended up going into a sweeper. He dropped his king. Ooh, this was actually a pretty weird way to use this one. He dropped his warden with the king. He's queen charging, so he actually wanted the queen to actually come into here. Probably wanted to get to the single. The sweeper is giving him a hard time. He actually dropped his world champion into 2 singles. So it seems like this was a weaker Town Hall 13. So it seems like he just like spammed it in a sense. So he's just dropping spells over, but it ended up tripling. It probably wasn't a pretty triple, but he got a triple nonetheless. Just dropping spells around, and he got the triple. So it's a triple. You can't really be too mad about a triple, but pretty sloppy, I want to say. But it's a triple nonetheless. Um, Death Dealer tripled as well, so you can watch another triple from the guys. They're gonna give the guys some love as well. They did pretty well. It was not only me and City well, they did pretty well. So this guy's using Mass Miners, Death Dealer, so Queen Charge Miners. So this is more of a ring basis, say a lot as well. So the Queen charging in, Queen takes out a decent amount. He's actually starting it pretty early. Hybrid. So this base actually could work for hybrid, but I would say the inner side of the base is what can give more the trouble. So those are where the more of the spells will go. So this one didn't go too bad. He cleaned it up pretty quickly, and that is a triple as well. So we're gonna go back here now, and I believe, yeah, so there's a lot of triples, Spider-Man triples. So this is the last one we can watch for this day, and I ended up getting a decent amount of medals. So he's using E-Drags. I haven't seen E-Drag spam at 11 for in a bit. It does do pretty well, especially on these box bases. Usually E-Drags, because this base is so clumped together. Doing the E-Drag spam doesn't hurt, especially if the base is up for it. The base is so clumped together, a box base, and that's what I really call it. So that's why E-Drags will work really well on these sort of bases. So he got a triple with the E-Drag spam at time 11, box base, and I highly recommend using e-bags on it. Okay, so in my I'll watch this last one as well. I think this one pretty weak, but he used the girl used ended up using um a hog army, so like a mass hog, um like a charge, more of a like a kill squad, so kill squad hogs. Works still can work at time 11 no matter how weak the base is. If you do the correct stuff, you will triple. So this went pretty well, just spamming in the heals, no heals left, and giant bomb. Oh wow. So the hearts got pretty low. And super surprised that she ended up going through, but had enough up on the base, so ended up going through. So we're on the seventh day, which was the final city build day. We ended up winning 32 to 25 versus Broke Wolf Trap. So we can show off my one as well. A lot of people ended up doing pretty well in city build. So you're gonna show off mine here. We end up using the ice robot. So you guys definitely see this. Fight for ACG is super strong at time 11, especially introducing the log launcher as well. It does pretty well. We ended up getting through the Eagle. I probably wanted to build 22nd amount of shots. And we got a lot of value. You can see the base. You can see how cut out it is. You can see that is just the kill squad. And you can see the line. So it's single here. That visitor was down. This visitor is going to be down soon. And I started the box here. So you can get through the box will get through this single. These defenses. Freeze here. And use as many freezes you want to use on this visitor because there's no more visitors left. All the bullets are over here. This visitor went down. So it went pretty well. You can see I started the box on a single. And it just froze out that visitor. And this army went, this base just crushed. All we had left was the town hall. So it went really, really well. So those were the armies that I would showcase that you can use at time 11, even though I didn't use all of them. Especially Ice Bull Bat, Peckable Bat. Those are armies that you can use at Town Hall 11. Even at Town 12 here, you can see, if you're at Town 12, you can see the armies that some of the guys used ended up getting some triples. So it seemed like a P.E.K.K.A smash, using some P.E.K.K.A, a lot of P.E.K.K.As and a lot of boulders. He's using a slammer, so that's something I wasn't expecting. Ended up getting to the Town Hall. Had balloons as well, so he had a haste as well for the balloons. Had some freezes and a world champion ended up getting through. So there's basically a 13v12. So we some of the guys ended up dipping some, but it's not too bad. We ended up getting the CDBL win. So I ended up finishing off here with some medals. I can't remember what medals I ended up getting. Oh, I ended up getting 209 medals, and I ended up getting the bonus. I believe it's 45, if I'm not too sure. So I have currently 283 medals. So we'll definitely be putting those medals to work. But I hope you guys enjoyed this short little recap. Probably wasn't the best recap, but it was a recap nonetheless. But we were promoted up to Crystal League 2. So we will see you guys next month, especially when Serial does come around. So that hopefully we can be promoted again. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know how your clans did in CWL. But I hope you guys have an awesome day. Peacekeeper, and I'm out.